What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I am back today to give you guys a review of the Air Jordan 3 Retro Fear. So this is a re-release of the Air Jordan 3 from the Fear pack, which originally dropped back in 2013. So this retro version releases on November 25th for a price of $200 or $270 here in Canada. The original release 10 years ago retailed for $175 and it released alongside an Air Jordan 4 and an Air Jordan 5. So while most people actually think that this is a Halloween or a scary themed pack, this pack was actually inspired by the Jordan brand Become Legendary campaign, which at the time was promoting the Air Jordan 23. So there's one specific commercial from that campaign called Look Me in the Eyes. And in that ad they talk about fears, which is where this whole idea of the Fear pack came to be. So these are going to be released at most Air Jordan retailers, including the Closet Inc. here in Canada. The Closet Inc. is my go-to shop for Nike Retros and Air Jordan releases, and they're independently owned and operated based right here in Southern Ontario in Canada. So stay tuned to their social channels. I'll link their website, their Instagram, all that good stuff down below, so be sure to follow them for their specific release details, but this pair should be pretty widely available. The official colorway for this shoe is Night Stadium, Total Orange, and Black. And while it's similar to the OGs in many respects, there's also quite a few subtle differences that, in my opinion, makes this version the better version. So as for the shoe itself, this is your classic Air Jordan 3 silhouette, and the majority of the upper, this is crafted using a premium dark gray colored Nubuck. So I'm a big fan of this cut of Nubuck. You can actually see the natural leather grains of it, and the left foot and the right foot were a little bit different, which shows that it is a genuine Nubuck, and it doesn't have this overly synthetic coating on top. Overlaid on top of this, we have this cracked leather, which runs across the majority of the bottom of the shoe, and then overlaid on top of this, we have the signature elephant print. The bottom two eyelets, this is covered in this orange colored circular TPU, and then across the middle eyelets, we have this perforated synthetic black colored Nubuck, and the eyelets themselves are crafted using a gray colored TPU. And then at the very top, the top two eyelets, this is covered in an orange colored TPU. Underneath this, you can see we have more of that very soft dark gray colored Nubuck, and like I mentioned, you can see those natural leather grains. Surrounding the top portion of the ankle collar area, we have more of that perforated synthetic black Nubuck, and then surrounding the bottom of the heel, we have another layer of elephant print. Stitched on top of the center of the heel, we have this black colored heel cup with this orange colored Jumpman Air branding. And then as far as the laces go, so these only come with one lace option and they're a flat style lace in black. Unlike the OGs that came with a hang tag with Jordan Air branding, there is no hang tag that comes with this shoe, which was a little bit disappointing. Regardless though, underneath the laces we have this perforated synthetic Nubuck once again, and the top portion of the tongue, this is also constructed out of that black colored synthetic Nubuck as well. And then stitched in the center, we have this vibrant orange colored Jumpman. The back of the tongue and the interior of the shoe, this is covered in this very dark gray colored lining, and the inner collar of the shoe is decently padded, and from what I can remember from the OG pair that I had, I feel like the 2023 version isn't as padded as the OGs. And then as far as the insoles go, so these come with a polyurethane foam lined insole, and unlike the OGs that had text on top of the insoles, this is just a plain insole with an orange Jumpman stamped onto the heel. So the upper of these Jordan 3s, this sits atop a polyurethane foam midsole, which is painted in this very light gray on the bottom and this gradient darker gray on the top. So you can see how it transitions from a medium gray in the middle to an almost black shade on the back, and it has a speckled finish to it all across. And just like any other Air Jordan 3, of course, we have this cutaway on the heel exposing the Nike Air unit that's found within the midsole for cushioning. Finally, for the outsole, this is your typical Air Jordan 3 outsole, and this is constructed in a black colored rubber, but we do have this hit of orange rubber on the forefoot, along with this Jordan branding running down the center of the heel. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this pair. And for those wondering about sizing, to me these fit me pretty well true to size, so that's what I'd recommend for most people. If you have a narrow, normal, or slightly wide foot, true to size should be perfectly fine for you, but if you have a really wide foot, you might want to consider going up a half size. So my foot measures as a true size 10, slightly on the wider side. I got these in a size 10. The length of the shoe is good. There's just over an index finger's width space between the top of the shoe and the top of my toe, and the width of the shoe, it's perfect. Any more narrow, it would have been a little uncomfortable, but in the case for this pair, it was fine. So whatever size you normally wear for the Air Jordan 3, I'd stick with that size and you should be okay. Next up, in terms of the comfort, so I might be in the minority here, but Air Jordan 3s for some reason, they've always felt comfortable for me. Even though it's not the softest shoe underfoot, I found them to be very comfortable for a retro 1980s sneaker. There's a little bit of plushness underfoot, while still giving you a lot of support and firmness. So if you're someone that normally feels that the Air Jordan 3 is uncomfortable, then you'll probably find these to be uncomfortable the same. But if you're someone that's a fan of the comfort of the Jordan 3, then I think you'll like these as well. Finally, in terms of the quality and the craftsmanship, so first off, material quality I was really happy with. This Nubuck feels very nice and soft to the touch, and I was a fan of this cracked leather as well. The elephant print was pretty solid as well. The only thing I didn't love was this synthetic nubuck on the eyelids and the tongue. So it's a pretty noticeable difference when you compare the actual genuine nubuck to the synthetic nubuck. The synthetic nubuck has more of a felt-like feel to it, so the contrast between the quality of the two, it was a little bit disappointing. And from a build and a craftsmanship standpoint, it wasn't perfect. There were some pretty noticeable flaws, like some dried glue around the midsole area, and the paint job, I gotta say, it wasn't the best. So I've definitely seen better built Air Jordan 3s in the past couple of years. This one definitely was not the best, but maybe I just got unlucky and got a bad pair. So let me know once you guys have these in hand, how was the overall build of your pairs? So with all that out of the way now, let me toss these on feet, I'll lace them up for you, and I'll show you guys how these look. This is kind of one of those random re-releases of a non-OG colorway of the Air Jordan 3, but I'm personally happy that they brought them back. I actually sold my OG pair maybe a year or two ago, but like I mentioned earlier on in the review, I actually think this retro version is a better version. First of all, I like the shape of these modern day Air Jordan 3s a lot better. It's a lot more sleek. We have that smaller elephant print on the toe box, and I feel like the comfort has been improved as well. And I have to say the material quality, from what I can remember, I feel like this retro version is a bit better. It's just small things that were missing, like the hang tag, the printed insole. That to me would have been a nice add-on, but it's not a deal breaker. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about this Air Jordan 3 Fear? When these drop on the 25th, are you planning on buying these? Are you waiting for these to potentially go on sale? Or you're just not a fan of the colorway and it'll be a pass for you? As always, if you guys enjoy this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at sgo8, follow my X or Twitter at sean.go spelt out, and visit my website at seango.ca. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoy this review, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one.